What I wish I knew 10 years ago starting out as a UX designer. Welcome to this online case study about online education. I invite you to follow along this journey with me and you'll learn about the UX process with a focus on creating solutions and learning from them. Over the course of these videos, I'll try to cover things like what is UX, types of UX designers. This might be important for you to see if this course is for you or not. UX processes, methods, laws and principles. I'll try to cover all parts of this UX process. In this first video, I'll cover the following points. Why I'm making these videos, who am I and what do I usually do in my day-to-day job. A first rough outline of the project or the problem I'll work on during these videos. Why you are important for this to work. Why it is free, and this being the first video and the next steps. Why am I making these videos? Two things came together. On the one hand, I wanted to write a book about UX for years. I started several times but was never actually sure about the format. And on the other hand, I started to update my portfolio but noticed that it was still about alright. Most things I'm not allowed to show anyway due to NDAs, and so there was no benefit in doing so. I was starting to wonder how I could spend that time better. Treat your portfolio as a product. This is not a new idea, but the product aspect stuck in my head the whole time. And long story short, I want to build an online course and treat the whole project itself as a product, because as a UX designer, we are also product designers and strategists, and what better way to show this than making another project from scratch. The best thing about it is you can follow me along and learn about this whole UX thing and how it is actually applied in a real project. Who am I and what do I usually do in my day-to-day job? My name is Malte and I have been working in the UX field for about 10 years. 5 years as a freelance consultant and in the past 5 years as a full-time employee. I'm currently leading a UX UI team at a company working in software and hardware. I actually didn't study UX or anything related. I have a master's degree in Chinese and economics and slowly made my way into UX. I'm currently still working full-time and try to use some of my free time to create these videos. Enough about myself. Let me share with you a first rough outline of the project, the problem I'll work on during these videos. As I mentioned earlier, I wanted to write a book about UX for the longest time, but never got far enough for it to be a book. But I still wanted to share my experience, but instead of creating something big like a book, I'd rather get feedback as early as possible. So the product shifted from being a book into this video series, and instead of diving just into UX theory, I thought the best way to actually show how it all works is to follow along an actual project. Take this video as the first part of this project. Overall, the project or problem can be described as how to learn or teach online, or maybe online education in general. I'm asking myself how this all works and where the problems are, how I can do it and how someone would benefit from it. So follow me along in evaluating this problem and slowly creating a solution. Why I need you? Well, without you, this whole thing does not make sense. I need you to give feedback as soon as possible to tailor this whole series into something that is useful for you. Having people follow me along and using these videos for sure is a nice incentive for me. But more important than that is to get you involved and shape the course and videos, aka this product, to your liking. In this context, you are the user, and it is always important to design with the user in mind. This also means if there's no interest or no response to these videos, I'll probably stop doing them and look into something else that works, as this is part of the process. If you're trying to create a solution nobody needs, then you might have missed the problem. This also brings me to my next point. Why is it free? For now, it is more important for me and the project to get feedback and not focus on monetization. Apart from that, I learned a vast majority of what I know through great online content, free online content, and I also want to enable others to benefit from free education. This is the first video. I have a plan on what to focus, online education, and this is the first video where I want to try and test out my setup a bit and learn about the effort it takes to make such a video versus the effect it will have. Furthermore, I want to start without laying out the whole project beforehand and thereby steering into the wrong direction. Because I do believe that over the course of these videos, things will change. Your feedback will guide the direction this project takes. Next steps. What are the next steps to expect? As I mentioned before, I want to look into online education. This means I'll start by understanding the problem and the requirements a bit more. I want to share what I learn and find out along the way. How do I do research? How do I get a first understanding of the subject at hand? Analyzing the competition and comparing them. From that, I'll create assumptions and form hypotheses, create ideas what might work for me and you. But I also want to avoid getting lost into what is called analysis paralysis, getting stuck in the research and never coming to an end. I'd rather start fast, fail, and try again. Also, coming from the corporate world, I learned that the clock is always ticking. What knowledge is enough to start? Where do I still have gaps that need to be filled? This is going to be a constant back and forth and throughout this project. Well, now it is up to you. I hope the previous parts of this video gave you a rough idea of what is about to happen. As I learned from my own experience, things tend to stick better if you're also doing it. So I'm currently also looking into ways for you to participate or create follow-along projects for you. Maybe you already have a project that I could review in a separate additional series. I'll monitor the comments closely to see what you say about this and if you have other ideas. For the comments, the general question would be, would you be interested in following along this project? Maybe that's too early to say, but let's keep it in mind going forward. Learning about online teaching and learning itself will eventually improve these videos with every step I and you learn. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave your feedback in the comments and subscribe to not miss the next video, where I'll dive deeper into the problems and the requirements of this project. And maybe another note, could you share some video courses, some online courses you already took that you recommend, that you don't recommend, so to just get a first idea of what's out there for me. See you in the next one. Bye.